Hey, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Meow, and tonight we are yet again doing Valor and Victory. Pacific DLC, we are attacking Henderson Airfield at night. Yes, indeed, this is scenario number 12. Hold the line. The last scenario that we will be streaming for the Pacific DLC. We will, of course, come back to this at some later stage. But let's dive in. So, perimeter Henderson Airfield, Guadalcanal, 25th October 1942. Just before dawn, Colonel Masajiro Furimiya? Okay. The commander of the 29th Infantry, with 2 companies from his 3rd Battalion, plus his headquarters staff, launches an attack on the strung-out 7th Marines. Can the Marines hold the line? Indeed, that is the question. So let's have a look what we are working with. We are playing as the Japanese in this scenario, and if we have time, we will do the reverse and play the defenders as Americans. But for now, we're Japanese. So we have a captain with 2 lieutenants, 24 rifle sections, 2 rifle fire teams, equipped with 6 Type 96 light machine guns and 2 Type 89 mortars. So the mortars are meh, but we still have some LMGs to work with. So overall, we don't have the staff, so the officers for a company, but in terms of men, we actually have a little bit more than a standard company, so kind of like a reinforced company to work with. Of course, for an attack like this, having more mortars would be much more advantageous, but we do not. So let's get to what the Americans have. Well, they have a captain and a lieutenant with 6, that is right, only 6 Marine sections, or squads if we're being American. They are F elite status, while our troops are not, basically meaning that they are a little bit more, they're harder to kill. So they also have 11 Marine fire teams, 3 60mm mortars. Those mortars are amazing because of pretty much almost double the range of our mortars. Not that great for us, good for Americans. 6 heavy machine guns, which is ridiculous, M1917A1s. I believe they are 30 cals, if I'm not mistaken. 7 sets of grenades and 2, that's right, 2 off-map mortars. That is gonna be a hard nut to crack, I'm gonna say. So, let's see what we can see. Of course, this is a night scenario, so the map is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. And if we zoom in, actually, if we do zoom in, not sure if you can see it on the stream. Now you should be able to. There is rain. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. So, since we are not gonna be having any type of vehicles, I'm just gonna raise the volume just a tad here. Okay, that should be a little bit better for the in-game sound. Right, so let's have a look at the map. Okay, we're fully zoomed out. So what do we have to work with? Well, it looks like we have 2 platoons up north, and my mouse is misbehaving again. Right. Well, let's hope it's gonna behave a little bit better. So we have 2 platoons up north. We have 1, 2, 3 platoons and a kind of northwest with an attached mortar, and we have 3 platoons just due west with, again, an attached mortar. So they are kind of wanting us to advance this away, and this away, and take these 2 objectives. So there are a couple of things to talk about before we actually start with the assessing of the map. I want to mention that I have released a review of the game, and I have mentioned a few bugs in the review. Good news, if you haven't seen my post yet, that the developer has actually fixed those. So that was lightning fast response. All the minor bugs I have encountered have been fixed. He is still working on tracking down the tab-out crash. It is a little bit hard to pin down because I myself could not replicate it consistently. But there is one more thing that he has fixed, and I will showcase that to you in a second. Before that, though, let's have a look at the map. So what do we have here? We have a fairly rugged terrain. We have a lot of jungle to move up through. It's both an advantage and a disadvantage to us. So why is this an advantage? Well, an advantage, it obscures line of sight. It gives us an excellent cover against small arms fire. Why is it a disadvantage, you might ask? Well, any sort of artillery, including off-map mortars and on-map mortars, do double damage in the jungle. It's basically airburst. The ammunition explodes in a canopy and free splinters, so fragmentation basically, from the trees rain down on our troops. So, we kind of want to stay here against small arms fire, but we don't want to stay here against mortars, and their mortars can reach far. I assume their mortars would be hanging out around their objectives, so if the closer we move in, the more fire we shall be taking. Now, I have played this map on my own, so this is not the first time I'm playing this, so I kind of have an idea of the positioning of the enemy, but will assess it as if I do not, because that's kind of how I approached it the first time I was trying to play it on my own. So, let's look at the northern force, because this is the weakest force, and that is possibly the force that might get bogged down the most. So, we have nothing for this platoon, and we have one light machine gun for this platoon. So, the first things first, let's relocate that light machine gun to our lieutenant, so that once we start taking losses, we do not lose the light machine gun. So if we advance here, basically we move up to this position here, and there is a very good possibility of Americans holding this line here. We do not have any mortars to actually reach there. So that could be a difficult way to advance. If we do break through, we have quite a nice area to advance through, because it does obscure line of sight. So anybody here that might have line of sight to us, they would not be able to lay down effective small arms fire. But they would still be able, of course, to mortar us quite well from the south, kind of through this lane. So advancing, we might want to either advance kind of on the right or on the left here. That is probably the best of ideas. Stay out of sight and try to move up slowly, but hopefully safely and out of sight of those mortars until we are in range to shoot them with our small arms and, of course, assault them, which would be fantastic if we can. So that's the northern force. Regarding our kind of northwestern and western forces, they will be working in conjunction. So let's kind of assess the terrain regarding that. So if we look a little bit closer, the terrain favors us here in terms of it obscures us from the enemy. However, the enemy, as in this case Americans, would probably have some nice positions over here. So there is quite a lot of bamboo, which they might have emplacements in, which would give them quite a lot of protection. And of course, just the jungle itself. They probably would have a few units here, a few units here, and a few units here. So we need to figure out what we want to do. Well, looking at the terrain, the natural way for us to advance would be this way. Why this way? So first of all, we have cover from small trees throughout our advance. That is good. Second of all, the mortars and off-map artillery do not get double bonuses when we advance here. Now, the issue here is that that is only one line of advance, and if they have teams here and here, both of them would be able to overlook and shoot at us. So that could be an issue. But it is what it is. So the mindset we are having is we have to not get bogged down in trying to fight through the front lines. We have to concentrate on achieving our objectives, which is capturing this small village there. So here is my plan of action. I'm gonna move up the northwestern force down south here and move up our western force just due east and move both of them up here. And depending on where we have the enemy, either move north or south and not work too hard on eliminating the enemy, but eliminating where we want to punch through the defenses and kind of ignoring the rest, circling around and hopefully preserving enough of our force to be able to occupy this village, punch through, eliminate a few mortars, etc. So that's the plan. Let's start working on it. We are moving, of course, support weapons to our lieutenant and our captain to safeguard them, as always. And let's move on to the fire phase. So, here is one thing I wanted to showcase, which is absolutely fantastic. I have reported this to the dev a while ago, and he has done a miracle. Before, if you misclick with a mortar somewhere on a tile that we can fire that contains our own man, we would have fired at our own man. But now, oh look, we select our man. So that is absolutely huge. We can just click our man till the cows come home without mortaring them. That is fantastic. So that puts the onus back on tactical planning rather than, oh no, I have yet again misclicked and wiped out half of my platoon. What do I do now? So that is extremely good. But we cannot fire at anybody, so let's move on. Let's not waste any more time in the prep phase. So, it is our movement phase. What do we do? Well, we shall be moving up. So, the first move would be down south here. And do we want to get eyes on? Let's try and get eyes on. Perfect. Okay. So, there are a couple of things to note here. First, there is a fire team occupying an objective. Second, look at that. There is a 60mm mortar in an emplacement. And third, we have an HMG and a full sections with grenades. More importantly, they have, look at that. Look at that. They have a minefield in front of them. Now, we can of course try and move through the minefield, but that might cause us some issues. So, this mightn't have been the most ideal thing to do here, but it is good that we have done it, because now we can move up. We know where the enemy is. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are just in range of that unit with our mortars, which is exactly what we wanted. 2, 4, unfortunately, they can't move that far. So, 1, 2, I suppose 3, because we are trying to advance that away. We can combine a mortar. Now, as for here, okay, so we have quite a strong position here. So we're not gonna attack it, we're gonna move up. We have another position here. So here's a decision that we have to make. And I think I know what I want to do. So let's look at the line of sight of this unit. So they can see all the way here, but they don't seem to be able to see here. So we can either move up, keep moving up, and accept the fact that either this or this unit is going to get mortared, or we can pull back and then advance on our assault phase. And I think that's exactly what I want to do. So we only have one unit exposed. So let's move on to the AI defensive phase and see how much damage we'd get. So this is interesting, right? So somehow they are seeing us. So what is going on here? Well, we're about to find out. We have taken a fire team casualties there. So I believe their position was here, if I'm not mistaken. Ah, well, the southern position can see us. And that is why, by the way, they are in very defensible position. And that is why we have been shelled. Well, it is what it is. So, we are going to be moving up. Because we do need to get on with it. Over here. Actually, I shouldn't have moved down south because we know they're minefields, so I would need to move up north. Over here. So here is my dilemma here. I can either stay or move up this way to kind of try and move through this a little bit here. Or I can move up here or here and have direct line of sight and line of fire towards the enemy. The issue if we move up here, we're gonna get mortared at double the range, double the trouble if they hit us. Plus, we will get fire from this position. But we do want to weaken that position at the same time, so what do? I think weakening the position... I think I want to achieve fire superiority. I'm gonna move up. This might not be the move that we needed. Oh, I've forgotten about our force up north. Oh my god, right, okay, right, well. Oh, look at that, what's this? Look at that, is that mines? Let's just move, let's... Yeah, that is mines. Oh dear. Mines in the most obscure places, okay. Well, let's see what the Americans have to offer us. They have to... What? Well, that was a bad move, wasn't it? That was a very bad move. Wow, okay, well, since I'm being mortared, I need to get a bit of tea going. Because guess what? Oh yeah, look at that. Guess what? This is not pretty. We just lost almost entire platoon there. 2 sections and a fire team gone. Are they moving up to us? I do not hear anybody moving. Okay, no actions taken. So let's have a look. Oh, look! Nobody! Nobody left. Ah. Well, for our 2 sections and a fire team, we eliminate a fire team, given that that was an HMG, which is fantastic. Nice. Oh, okay. A +3, of course. Well, let's do this then. It is unfortunate. Yeah, this has very low chance of success, but we are not losing anything. It is our defensive fire phase. And of course, we're gonna shoot our mortars. Mortars? With 0 result. Okay. Over here, we are too far to do anything, so let's see what they do in their assault and advance. Aha. So their HMG is moving up here. Which brings us quite a bit of a dilemma, but let's move on to our fire phase. So, we shall say that this team is our fire support group. Because, well, we kind of made a sort of mistake moving them there. So they can now stay and support our assault teams. Which, of course, don't really do anything. This team is not gonna be here anymore. We're gonna retreat it. Probably onto here. I see. I see. So maybe we'll retreat it here. Because we need to regroup. We need to get together with more of our forces. This is futile. So, what about here? 4. None at all. We are not gonna shoot, we're gonna move. So, first movement is here. 1, 2, 3. Gonna move up this way. We'll leave that for a second. Here we want to move 1, 2, 3. We are exposing quite a lot of enemy positions, which is good to know. And here we're gonna leave him 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they are fully occupied, right? In that case, 1, 2. That's what we're gonna do. Is this is in line of sight? This is not. This is. So we'll move up our mortars here. This isn't either. So we'll keep moving mortars down south because we want to really concentrate on these two positions. As for here, ooh, if only we had smoke to help our advance. Oh man, oh man, oh man. We are not gonna move. So if we move here now, let's just do line of sight in case of misclick. If we move to this hex now, what happens is they get opportunity fire. Opportunity fire gives them a -2 on a roll. Seeing how they have nades, that's -3. And an HMG, that is a lot of firepower that's gonna be thrown our way. And that would be a lot of losses to us, so we're not gonna do that. So we're gonna stay off. We will accept the fire from all these 3 directions, and we might lose some men, but we will then advance on our advance and assault phase. That's the plan. If we have anybody remaining, that is. But let's have a look here. So 2, 4, 5, 6. We probably can do this, though. Or 2, 4, 5. Okay. Ouch. Wow. Well. That is that. So our whole platoon, with the captain, have just been wiped out. That is what is up. We are gonna be moving this way. We want to kind of get out of their line of fire. We will be trying to push on the right side and hopefully get to the objectives unharmed, at least on our northern approach. Right, let's see what the AI does here. So they have 4 mortars to fire. 1. better. 2. 3. Better. Okay, so 3 mortars have been fired. That is good. That might... No, that shouldn't be a problem. Now, this might be a problem. Okay, that's fine. That's perfect. So, we are ever so slowly... we will leave this guy behind. Ever so slowly advancing forward. This way, this way, this way, and this way. So we're trying to avoid them. So if they decide to move on to us, as I explained earlier, we will get our opportunity fire at -2, which will negate the cover of the jungle and hopefully cause some casualties, because we haven't actually had a lot of success so far. But that is the nature of trying to breach prepared defensive lines. Okay, thankfully, their mortars have been ineffective this time round. Okay, and one of their positions. That should be fine, as long as they're concentrating on our FSG, Fire Support Group. We are happy. They are, well... they are not assaulting, or they're not attacking our assault force, which they kind of are here. But let us see. So, defensive fire phase. Now we have quite a lot of things to fire, so let's do so. Fantastic. They are pinned. If only we had somebody to assault there. If only. Right. Let's see. So we need to neutralize this as much as we can, or reduce it as much as we can, because they would surely want to take us out there. Even a suppression would be a fantastic result for us. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, we might have something here. Yeah. So what have we done? We have reduced it by fire teams, but they still have a heavy machine gun there. So let's see if we can help it out on its way by our mortars. Again, we're not worried about this. Yeah, we might have been able to wipe it out, but we're really worried about this because they might be able to assault and eliminate our lieutenant there, and we really don't want to be losing any more of our officers. So this is a smart move here. If they advance or assault move, no, let's advance during their assault phase, we do not get opportunity fire. So this was a very smart way to do it, and that kind of pins our 2 units there having to deal with their defensive HMG team there, or heavy machine gun supported. Anyway. Right, so here we go. Fire. No. So our FSG team is doing pretty badly. So let's see if we can soften this up. Excellent. Right, so is this the HMG team? No, it is not. So HMG team is still alive and kicking. So having kind of discussed this with the developer, it looks like the way that the casualty elimination goes is not necessarily very random. The most significant casualties are more likely to be removed first. So if you have an HMG team and a normal fire team, the normal fire team would be more likely to be removed. And that's why the officers are always removed last. Which I personally do not like. I would rather it be random, but it is what it is. Okay, fantastic. We don't actually need to worry about having an assault there, and we can just move up. Over here, though, we need to worry about this. So let's hope and reduce them. Yes, we can. And so the game decides that the section with the grenades is more important than a fire team with an HMG. And that's why, as you can see, HMG was eliminated first. So let's fire with this one as well. Would have been nice if we could actually hit him. But we can assault him next turn, or on our advance phase, and they would be eliminated. So let us actually move up to the movement phase. So, movement phase. We want to... Well. Let's do this, right? Let's 1, 2, 3. So let's do it in such a way as to make a little bit more sense to us. So we'll move 1, 2, 3. We're gonna stay here, and the reason for that, we want to have a full platoon ready to move. This is gonna be our primary assault squad, and over here we'll occupy the positions. We don't need to worry about this place anymore, so we can just move up, and our FSG team will stay there until such time as we eliminate that emplacement there. So we are expecting fire from the mortars, and we're getting it. Quite effective fire as well. I believe they have 2 more mortars left, and they're still firing at our northern platoon. That's perfect. Actually, they only have 3 mortars in that case. So I was really worried about them, but they are fine, so they should be able to advance without too many issues north. And that's exactly what we want. That's our plan, is to move up there. So, because they're pinned, this is a freebie. We just move in, and we take them out without suffering any casualties. We're moving up here. As for here, advance and assault. So, advance and assault. And this is what we are going to do. We're gonna advance here. And like this. And like this, and like this. And like this, actually. We're getting ready, well... Maybe we should have advanced down south. So, right, we're gonna combine them, and then once we eliminate this emplacement here, we're gonna move up through the south, avoiding unnecessary danger from that away. Right, but we are ready to see what the Americans can bring to the table. Of course, they are rightfully targeting the most dangerous squads first. So the closest one, which is absolutely fine. Excellent. Excellent. So far, apart from losing the whole platoon with our captain, I am quite happy to call the rest of the casualties acceptable losses. This is what we expect to happen when we're assaulting a well-dug-in position. Defensive fire. So, can we shoot at anybody? We can, but it won't be very effective fire. But that is fine. We are actually more worried about assaulting into the objectives, which we will be doing shortly. But we will indulge ourselves with some ineffective... Ooh. Perfect. Okay. That is fantastic. So our mortars, I actually should have separated them, but that's fine. It is what it is. And we can lay down some defensive fire this way, even if it's not very effective fire. Every little bit helps. And we don't really care much The reason why we don't care much about this is because we're gonna skirt it. And of course, defensive fire is free shot. Okay. So, nothing to do on our command phase, so let's move on to the fire phase. Fire phase. Do we want to concentrate on this? I think we might. I think we'll get a few points there. A few extra points by trying to eliminate them. Especially if they're gonna start pulling back the line as we're gonna start moving into assault. I don't want to shoot with anybody else, so let us move. That's perfect. Over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Right, perfect. This is actually surprisingly lightly defended. So I love that. 1, 2. Bait. Yep, that is fine. I'm happy to be pinned. This was a very, very acceptable loss. More importantly, we are moving up there, which is as intended. Now, over here, let's move up 1, 2, 1, 2. Interesting. How come we see them? Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Can we see them from there? They can't see us from here, though. They can't see us from there. Right. Let's move up here. So the reason why I don't want them to see us, that's mortars. We want to sneak up on them and we want to assault them. But defensive fire, so let's see what they can do. Get spotted, get annihilated by mortars. In the jungle, that is. The airburst ammunition is extremely, extremely effective. Thankfully, all of that fire would be extremely ineffective, so we are all good. Advance and assault. Well, it is time then, isn't it? To advance and or assault. Yeah, let's do this. It's 4-1. We just need to... Wow. We're not having very good rolls tonight, are we? So we needed to roll 10 or under, and we rolled 11. So, meaning that the defenders kind of win, but because they just simply didn't have enough men, we have annihilated them, but we have lost an entire section in the process. Which is, of course, not ideal at all, is it? Over here, we shall be moving up this way, and of course, this way. Away from anybody seeing us. So this might prompt them to start pulling the forces away. We shall see. Okay. So, right now, we are expecting the 2 remaining mortars to shell our men and cause casualties, which is fine. But we know that I think both of them are somewhere here. So our northern approach should take care of that. Once we approach from the north. I do not hear any movement, so that is actually good. Because that means that they're still not pulling the men back. So, defensive fire. Well, let us defensive fire onto a more dangerous place. So this is Captain with a bunch of men, which is the most dangerous thing we have in the vicinity. So let's pour all our fire there and try to at least suppress them. If we can, that would be fantastic. Meow. We can actually annihilate them. well, we are getting some good results here. So with the mortars, we do not have the range, so we are going to be moving up like crazy on our next turn. Here we do not have line of sight, and of course neither do we here, so that is fine. Again, we are listening and they're starting to pull the troops back. That's fine. We should have enough time to occupy these positions first before they can do anything. Fire phase, well. This would be a perfect fire support group, but that would also be a perfect assault group. You know what? They can assault, because they have slight obscurement to the line of sight with these sparse palm trees. But they do not. So we shall be firing with them. 1, 2, 3, so perfect. We'll be able to move up there. Excellent, and that is actually annihilated. Here, we don't care much for shooting that way, and so we should not shoot that way. I am having trouble with my language today. Right, let's move here. I think this would be the best place. So it's a bit of bamboo, but the main threat is the mortars. And of course, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's the same. I think that is fine. Yeah, that is fine here. As for here, 1, 2, there are the mortars. 3, 4. And you know what? You know what? We're gonna move up here. And we're gonna assault them. Because clearly they would need to pull back into the village in order to actually occupy the objective. So we have no issues occupying the territory here. Now we will be moving up our mortars as well as moving up here. 2, 3, 4. I will remain in power for now. Right. Well, what can they do to us? They can shell our mortars, for sure. Twice. Oh, man. Well, I suppose they said, well, mortar for mortar, eh? That was a big loss for us, because that's an indirect fire capability. But their mortars are gone now. Yeah, that's it. Wipe out the defenders. Wipe out the defenders there as well. Fantastic. I mean, okay, not fantastic, because we haven't done really well, but more importantly, we are gonna be occupying the objectives. So once we occupy the objectives, I think that should be the game over for the Americans, but we'll see. It is their turn, so they can still move up and cause us some issues. There we go. It would have been nice if we got opportunity fire there. Oh, look at that. I kind of like that I'm not seeing it, but yet I kind of am seeing it. Right, well. Well. This is fantastic. Okay, maybe not really fantastic, but we'll pull up our forces here. No eyes. Yeah, we don't have anybody else to shoot, so... Oh, there we go. Well, fire phase. So we'll fire with our... Holy moly, finally! Something is going our way. Okay. That's perfect. Yeah, we have definitely crippled them. They will kind of regroup here. But that was a fantastic, fantastic result. HMG versus 2 sections. You know what? No, we don't want to be tackling with an HMG, so we're gonna move them away. Let's go to the movement phase. Let's do this. Let's possibly do something like this to achieve fire superiority there. Here we have 2. Right, let's move this away. Yeah, that's fine. We'll move to... Actually, we probably could have just moved on top of here. Over here. 3 and 2 and 1. Right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. And then we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay. Well, I think this is game. Yeah. That might be trouble, but not really. Advance and assault. Yeah, we'll advance here to bring this up to a platoon strength. And we don't need to advance and assault, so... Let's see if they can recapture. Because they will try, but I don't think they can succeed. I'm a little bit worried about this platoon there, but no, we're fine. So we're gonna kill this first, and then we'll concentrate there. Yeah, that's fine. Defensive fire. So now we can try and tackle them. We should be okay. I mean, 4, 5, 9, 11 versus 14. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So we are good. So let's try this first. And there we go. They are eliminated. Over here, nothing. Let's try that. Not quite. And this is probably the perfect way to whittle them down. And I think it's just the fire team. I think we've taken out a heavy machine gun. So as for here, well, we cannot fire at anyone, so let's see what they do. Yeah, nothing to do, so fire phase, let's fire here. Excellent. They're pinned. So that means they are very unlikely to actually do any damage to us. That's eliminated. And now we shall start moving our men up, so... Probably something like that. One, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Excellent. And that, as they say, is that. Advance and assault, we shall do so like this. Actually, let's move up here using cover. I'm not surprised they're trying to shoot, but they're not succeeding. Did we have any? No, I don't think we've had any. No, we didn't have any snipers. So if you roll double, or whatever side rolls double sixes, if there are snipers in play for the opponent, the sniper appears and shoots at that platoon that's stuck. Defensive fire. Don't think they're gonna do really well. Oh, they might. If we don't roll well. Surely now. Nope. Not quite. Well, that's... Yeah, they're not gonna assault. Because there is no point to assault. Excellent. So that should be probably a fire team, yeah, and that hopefully should eliminate... Nope, not quite. Okay. Movement phase, 1, 2, that's fine. Are they gonna shoot? No, they're not. Are they gonna shoot here? No, they're not. I'll just stay put in that case. I'll stay put that way. And yeah, I'll stay put there as well. Okay. That is not a problem. But what do they have? They have 8 versus 12. We're not gonna assault them. Whatever. We'll assault them. Go on then. Go on then. Yeah. I shouldn't have assaulted, but I wanted to do a full wipe. But whatever. We have lost 47% of our men, eliminating 95% of the Americans. Yes, indeed we did. So what did we do right, what did we do wrong, and what we could improve on? Yeah, it rhymes. Hey, hey. So, I think our assessment of the terrain was pretty spot on. I suppose it would be, because this is not the first time I'm playing the mission, but to kind of give you a glimpse of my first time thinking was that I just move up here, take this position, see if I can neutralize anybody in this area, move up and advance through this area. That did not work out due to mines and of course a number of units in the vicinity that pretty much eliminated my northern advance. So lessons learned from there, even though I have forgotten to move them in the first turn, but skirting worked really well because that pulled one unit right into our combined crossfire. We were able to immediately have fire superiority and eliminated that unit immediately, pinning them, advancing on them. As for here, we have made one mistake, and that was move up here with our captain's platoon. That got immediately annihilated by mortars and the emplacement there. Could we have done it better? Yes, we could have stayed in cover, moved up here, and used that lane of approach. We would have definitely suffered some losses, but not as ridiculous or tremendous, should I say, as we did there. Apart from that, our FSG team done really well. Our mortars supported us really well. I shouldn't have moved them out at this stage. I should have kept them here out of line of sight until I eliminated the mortar threat, because our mortars just simply did not have the range. So that was that. I mean, it was a shame to lose the mortars, but in the grand scheme of things, I still won the scenario. I think ignoring these emplacements up north instead of trying to overpower them with all our men worked really well. We have used this. Right, we'll go into this again now, because I feel like playing this scenario as allied. I have had quite a bit of fun. So let them advance, let them do what they want, but we have used this area really, really well to advance and combined our kind of western and northwestern groups together with the concentration of force to break through kind of weak parts of their line. So even though they did have the mines, they simply didn't have enough men to hold us. So that's really that. That's my assessment of my previous game. Apart from that, everything else worked really well. And I am quite happy with that. So while the Japanese player moves, or while the AI player moves, let's have a quick think. We have analyzed the terrain before from the point of view of the assault force. Let's analyze it a little bit from the point of view of our defense force. So let's just do this for a second. We have a lot of emplacements. They are fantastic because they're in bamboo reeds, so we get an extra +1. So it's actually +3 for being in an emplacement. However, we don't really have a lot of men. So there is an emplacement here, there's not an emplacement there. Well, let us utilize our mortars to their full potential then. And immediately we call casualties, and that's what we want. We want to start whittling them down. We see that they moved up to the mines, they see them. So they're gonna skirt the mines, probably move up here. Do we have the mines here? Yes, we do. So this is a perfect emplacement because they will try to move either here or here and run into our emplacement there. So maybe, if I can zoom out, maybe we would need to move this team over here somewhere just to kind of preserve it because fire superiority and all that. As for here, I know we're playing against the AI, but the AI does try to concentrate their force. So they would likely either move up here or most likely here. So we really need to be worried about this area here. So we're probably gonna push this unit over there, but we'll see. First things first, I want to neutralize the northern force. I don't want the northern force to be an issue for me at all. So let's try and do that now. I want to eliminate it, and then I'd be able to push up my northern approach forces on. As for here, well, that's actually not too bad. +4. Excellent. We are already causing some casualties, causing some mayhem. Okay, +5, we're not gonna do anything. Or are we? Okay, well, we pinned them, yes, so we needed double ones to pin. That's fine, it's less fire our way on their turn, so that's good, I suppose. And over here, we don't really have line of sight to anybody. Do they have line of sight to us? They do not. Just. If they move up, they will, but hopefully they won't. So, let's see what they do. I already see that I need to reinforce this position. Command phase, well. Our lieutenant and captain has the appropriate force or appropriate support weapons. So really, do we fire this? Let's fire this. Let's try and eliminate, yeah. I mean, bigger losses would have been ideal, of course. But I will take this. So, what do they have? They have quite a bit of reduced firepower. I almost feel like I'm I should be staying here and doing this. Because that is reducing them quite nicely, if I say so myself. And of course, once that is eliminated, we can move in to support the western approaches. Yeah, okay. Okay. That's fine. +4. Let's try and shoot at... Yeah. No. Let's shoot at the most dangerous items, most dangerous stacks, platoons, in this instance, because this is really powerhouse. If only, like, they keep... Well, I mean, we earned a medal of Valor, but what would be nice is if we could have actually hurt them there. We can't, but this is what it is. Right. Over here, we are gonna be staying put, I think, but we will pull these units up to the front line. So let's do so. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna combine them and then move up that way. Let's see what they can do with defensive fire. Two shots, 2 misses. Perfect. I'm of course referring to the mortars that we've just been shot with. I'm not so worried about the small arms fire because, as you have seen, they do need very good rolls in order to even pin us, similar to ourselves. Here I'm a little bit worried, but we are fine. And that shouldn't cause us issues. No, it does not. Right, okay. Excellent. They need double ones, and they just don't. Advance and assault. Well, let us advance and or assault. I suppose we'll move here first. I feel like if we gotta bolster the defense here, they have probably the best chance of taking them out. That's, yeah, platoon. Oh, hey, Bill. Good to have you on the stream. How you doing, buddy? I hope you have had a wonderful weekend. I had a good rest. But yeah, I hope you're having a good day. We are just on the part where we are playing the defense, so we already played as Japanese, had a very decisive win. And yeah, we're just doing a little bit of defense with the Yanks, which should be pretty good. We have very good positions. We don't have men, but positions are solid, and I feel like against the AI, we should be able to hold them long enough to snatch a win here. I'm mostly worried about the north, so I'm trying to eliminate that first. Ah, excellent. Glad to hear you, Gad. You're having a good time, man. Glad to hear that. We should definitely catch up, because, yeah. I'll have, once I wrap up my Kursk tournament thing, BDOs, I should have about a week of free time that I can actually relax and we can have a few games going, man. That would be really good. Maybe get a bit of squad battles. Squad battles would be a lot of fun. Ooh. Yes, please. Let's see. Not quite. Not quite. Do we have line of sight? No. This is getting a little bit worrying. I'm getting worried. This is getting a little bit worrying. But we do need to eliminate the more dangerous stacks so far. Yeah. no such luck, I'm afraid. I see. Okay. Okay. So. yes, you're with squad battles now. Absolutely, I agree. Oh, by the way, Bill, you'd be happy to know that, see the way that we have mortar selected here? And now we're gonna click on purpose on our unit, seeing if we can eliminate it with our mortar. And look at that, it's fixed. We do not mortar our own units by mistake anymore, which is fantastic. I love that. Perfect. Right, we're gonna try and eliminate that northern fort. Thank God. Yeah, I know. No, but to be fair, the dev was extremely responsive. We had good chat on the stream. We had a good chat afterwards in DMs. I've reported lots of bugs, which have all been fixed, apart from the tab out crashes. So the game is really moving in the right direction. Soon it might be good enough even for you to dive back into. I'm gonna try and convince the dev to get a few quality of life features implemented. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well anyway. Right, let's move into the advance and assault phase. So that's Axis, advance and assault, so they are moving somewhere. They're moving up here. Ooh. The western approach is starting to look a little dicey. But let's work on the north. Excellent. So, north is really getting reduced. So I'm really happy with that. If only I can reduce this further. Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah, my mouse is acting up again. I really have to try and fix it again. Right. As for here, well... Bill says, you're doing a good job of voicing our issues. Thanks to you and them. Well, I can but try, man. I can but try. It's not like I'm the champion of the people, even if, you know, that would be very nice to see myself as such. I'm doing it out of selfish reasons. I want to be able to enjoy the game even more than I am right now. So, you know, self-interest that helps the community. I'm all for that. I am definitely all for that. And hey, I'm being honest here. Right, over here. Let us move. Keep doing what you do. Thank you, and I believe I shall. I shall endeavor to do so. Right, we do need to bolster this. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna unselect that. Oh, they cannot move without the El Capitan. They cannot move without El Capitan. Okay. I want captain here. Okay. The captain is gonna move here. Provide the boost that this team needs to hopefully start eliminating the south. And this team is gonna move up here and bolster that. I actually, while I had the captain, I should have merged them, but it is what it is. Over here... Oh, how come they could only move there? Is that because they have an HMG? They should have 4 movement points. What happened there? As far as I remember, the the HMG does not detract from movement? Actually, you know what? It is my stream. I do whatever I want on the stream. And I want to do things that are not good for the stream. So, let's dive into the manual. Let's see if HMG affects movement. I do not think so. So this might be a bug, but let's see. Right, actually, Control F, yeah. Movement points. Movement, general terrain effects, movement rate. Yeah, let's go to movement, right. Let's have a look, right, so units move, blah blah blah, terrain, exhausted movement points, movement rate. Right, infantry, so leaders have 6, infantry 4. Yeah, to 6. If the leader is pinned or eliminated during the movement, see opportunity to fire. Any unit moving the leader losses the leadership movement bonus. If the units moving with the leader have moved beyond their normal movement allowance, they must stop in their current outside, blah blah blah. Okay. Vehicle FA guns. So I assume they're talking about field guns here, so that shouldn't be applicable, but let's have a look. Guns with 1 movement road may be moved 1 hex per turn regardless of terrain, as long as the gun is not prohibited from entering the hex. When the gun is moved, it may change its face into any hex. Right, okay, that makes sense. Assault move +1 cover modifier. Vehicle reverse move, minimum move. A unit may always move 1 hex regardless of terrain cost, as long as the unit is capable of moving and is not prohibited from entering the hex. Friendly hex unit may move through hexes connect friendly units. Enemy hexes unit may not. Stacking limits, 2 AFVs, 4 infantry, 1 AFV, vehicle or gun to infantry. So there is no indication of that HMGs affect movement. Is there? Terrain effects on movement. No, we've covered that. Direction of movement, movement occupying bunker. Gun, FV, support weapon. There are 3 types. Right, okay, no, that is irrelevant. Okay. Yes. Terrain features, fire phase, movement phase. Well, I believe there isn't anything that says that HMG should reduce the movement by 1. Unless it's somewhere later on. Transport class, no, that's irrelevant. Overruns, irrelevant. AFV's movement, irrelevant. Hindrances. A terrain feature classified as hindrance does not block line of sight but may modify movement and combat, and the effects are cumulative. Road, bridge. So I do not see... Oh, hold up. No, that's bluff cover modifier. Walls and hedges. Hills and hillsides. Is this moving up a hill? It is not. It is not moving up a hill. So we should have been able to move... Hold up. Does this look a little bit different from... Is this a thicker jungle? Is this like a +3 jungle then? But surely we should be able to move here. Huh. No, that was not a hill. That was not a hill. Portage. Okay, there we go, right. A squad or half squad may carry 1 support weapon. Leader may carry 1 light support weapon. Support weapons do not count towards stacking limits. Support weapons is displayed with its own infantry unit and unit section power hex display. Unit moves normally when carrying a light support weapon. Squad of half squad carrying a heavy support weapon reduces its movement point by 1. If a unit carrying a support weapon is eliminated, the weapon is also eliminated. Well, we learn something new every day, don't we? That was good to know. That was very good to know. Well, now that people have completely tuned away from the video, let's continue. But at least I am learning the system, and if you're still watching, you have learned something new about the system too. There you go. Defensive fire from the Japanese is ineffective in mortars, which is fantastic to see. I love seeing that. Yeah, they are not doing that well at all. They shouldn't be causing much issues. I'm glad you're still here, Bill. And that's what counts. Ouch, we have just received double ones there. Up north, double ones. A pinned here. This is not a good turn for us, I can tell you. Wow, brutal. I think our HMG has remained. Nice, yeah. Our HMG has remained, so that is at least good, and we have support coming in the moment. We are gonna be moving up here. It's about time we eskedaddle from a position. I know that this is kind of exposing us to a bit more fire from them, but fingers crossed we should be okay. Right, let's see. Okay, that's good. Another mortar. We are pinned, but that is fine. I'm hoping that it's not the HMG that is pinned. Because if it's a heavy machine gun that's pinned, it's not gonna be very nice. Ah, perfect. Love it, love it, love it. Excellent. Oh, so Bill, if you're still watching, I've been watching your game that you had with, is it Jason? The developer of campaign series Vietnam. I'm about halfway through it. Really cool. Yeah, really cool, man. I am enjoying it. It is a bit long, but I am enjoying it. It's really cool to see because you were sending me kind of the screenshots and I seen it from your perspective. But it's really cool to see what he's doing and his kind of thinking there. So, yeah, that is... they pinned our HMG. But we still caused a fire team lost for them, so that is not all lost. Let's kill them. Or pin them. We will assault him, though. We will assault him next. Yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I'm not gonna watch any more today, but I might resume tomorrow, because it is interesting. For anybody wondering, it is a channel called Campaign Series, and it is it called a Meat Grinder, I think? Something like that? The mission? It's, I think, the second latest video that Jason Pethel, if I'm not mistaken his name is, has released. Really quite cool. Go and check it out, guys. There is a free plug for him. Not that he needs that from me, but, you know. Not that he needs that from me. Since... Ah, man. Oh! okay, we actually caused some casualties. Wow, okay, that's perfect. That is perfect, right. Our mortars, let's eliminate the north. The mauling, that's right, so that the name of the name of this scenario is the mauling. Wonderful, wonderful scenario, very complex. It is, there is a lot to it. So much more complex than the scope of Valor and Victory. Which is not a bad thing for either games, but different. I personally might have found it a little bit overwhelming, I gotta say. I do prefer slightly smaller scopes like this. But it is fun to watch. Right. Okay, that's fine. Fire phase. Both good games. Absolutely, yeah. They're different scales, but both are good games. In saying that, I haven't played the campaigns of Vietnam. I have played the original campaigns, the World War II ones. There are 3 of them. 3 in 1. So they are both good games, and I am enjoying other, let's call it artillery games, because that's what they are. Like squad battles, which I will be streaming tomorrow, so there is a plug for myself. So go and check it out. We are gonna be moving from World War II to a little bit more contemporary, 80s. Nam is much improved. Oh yeah, the Bill says that the campaign series Vietnam is much improved compared to the original campaign series games, and yes, absolutely, it is actually up to the modern standards, which is fantastic. But yes, I will be streaming squad battles, which is kind of this sort of scale. This sort of scale game. Let's fire them tomorrow, and it is a lot of fun. So do tune in then, if you're watching this. I know, Bill, that you're gonna be probably tuning in, and that was a fantastic result with our mortars. We just eliminated a full section. Yes, 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 and yes again. Over here, we do not have the reach, so I'm thinking instead of wasting ammo there, because we're gonna assault. Well done, thank you. We're gonna assault and eliminate them for free. We're gonna take a freebie. I think we're gonna move this mortar, relocate it closer to the front line that we are now gonna start strengthening. So movement phase, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are gonna move in to support there, or there actually. And over here, we do not want to be there, so let's move this way. We should be in range of at least frontline units now. Right. AI defensive fire. Oh man, oh my god! These needed to come in and support. Oh. I specifically did not fire with them. See, that's what happens. That's what happens when you don't pay attention. But yeah, it is what it is. It happens to the best of us. Not to say that I'm the best of us. I have won the cursed tournament though. I'm just kidding. Well, I have won the tournament, but I'm not the best. I am hoping that videos like this would bring more people into this game, because this is a fantastic, absolutely fantastic game that deserves more recognition than it has, unfortunately. So, and the tournaments only get better with more people. Whew. Ah, yes. So we are holding the line pretty well. We have eliminated their northern force. So now we can use that HMG team to strengthen. It would be a bit difficult to come up because we have mines everywhere. Oh man. But we still should be able to start making our way here. Because really, this is our weakest point. This is the point that they're most likely gonna break through. Because basically the way the AI works, and this is a little bit of insight from my experience with the game, is that it tries to achieve fire superiority, which it kind of tries to do that here, even though it should really bring up this unit to support if it really wants to do it. And then it reduces the defense until they're either pinned or there is about a section overall in the area remaining. And then they move in to assault. So that's why it's important to strengthen this position, because if this is eliminated, they're gonna start... Beautiful! Beautiful! They're gonna start pouring in the assault squads, and then we simply don't have the men to hold the assault squads, so we need to keep them at a distance. This is our only advantage. Right, well, let's see. Well, let us see. This is our defensive fire phase, so we can fire with... That is good, so that is less fire our way on their turn. This is gonna be double once if it hits, but no, not quite. Yes, so we were waiting for another beautiful result like that. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh my god, I love it. So, what we really want to achieve here, if we can eliminate that, we can pull this, section and a half up here to the center to strengthen our defense there, because that is the most important thing so far for us. Can we flank them? No, I'm not going to try. That would be a little bit dangerous. Over here, though, let us keep work. Actually, the captain is dangerous, but this squad, well, we have reduced it, so... Yeah, let's reduce the captain a bit. There we go. Oh, what a beautiful shot. Wow, so that's a section and a half. They're almost wiped out. Wow. And it really shows that the mortars and heavy jungle and or forest do not mix due to the airburst effect of the artillery. Exploding in the canopy and raining free fragmentation onto the troops below. Right. Let's see if we can... We cannot repeat the last turn. That's it. Okay, I'm just pouring myself a little bit more tea. And I'm almost out. And that is an indication that the stream is coming to an end. I'm running out of tea. Well, also, we know that we're almost through the game. Happy to see, yeah, absolutely. And you can actually see by the tooltips. So, see the kind of sun tooltip times 2, x2. That means double the effectiveness if they hit. Hitting is another matter entirely, but if they hit, they do get double effectiveness, which is fantastic. It is only effective in heavy woodland because, of course, in sparsely populated terrain, the shells just land normally. They do not hit the canopy. if they do, it's by luck, so that is not modeled in a game. Right. We are gonna move. We finally gonna move them here to bolster this position. As for here, we are gonna move down south. We're gonna move more people here. We want to really bolster the center. And here, yeah, ever so slowly. We need to move here. Well, actually, we could have went there, but yeah, we're not going here because of the mines. As you can see, I'm just gonna zoom in. There are mines here, right there. So yeah. It wouldn't do us any good being blown up on our own mines, would it? Of course, their mortars are having very hard time because I should have kept my mouth shut. Every time I say something positive, the game is out to prove me wrong. Of course, that is just chance, but it's funny. It's funny how that happens. Well, their mortars would have much harder time, and it's simply because I will show you once their defensive fire phase is over. I will show you why. It's our advance and assault, perfect. We can move here and here. Yeah. Actually, might need to bolster this unit. That is getting dangerously low. But the reason why, let's remove the units. Oops, misclick. You can see that we have emplacements, but we have emplacements in the bamboo. See the way that they're placed in the bamboo. So the emplacement gives us +2. Like that safe. The emplacement gives us +2, and bamboo gives us +1. So it's actually +3 to hit us here. So these act almost like bunkers, which is a wooden bunker is +3, and of course, if you are having a concrete bunker, that's +4. But we don't have that here. Right, let's see what we can do. So advance and assault, we have advanced. We don't need to do any stuff, so over to the AI. True that? Yeah. So I have highlighted this weakness of the AI to the developer, as in they just stand back and they don't actually pay much attention to the negative modifiers. So the AI has achieved fire superiority, that is true, but those negative the modifiers, they put a lot of firepower down range at us, but that firepower is ineffective for the most part. So that is a weakness. And Yoba Wargames, the dev, he said that it is hard because AI is hard anyway. But of course, for a one-man team, quadruply so. Quadruply so. Let's fire here because this is dangerously low. We're gonna move this guy up. Gonna move this fire team up there in a moment. But oh, our HMG has been eliminated there too. So our north is a little bit under pressure as well. This is now the biggest danger, so we'll start working on that. Yeah, so we kind of chatted, and he said that he will be trying to improve the AI Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So that's concentration of fire. We just eliminated a whole section over there in 2 mortar hits. So hopefully some more dynamicism would be introduced into the way AI acts. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm like, oh, why is the AI not moving? That's because it's my turn, that's why. That is because it's my turn. Beautiful, right, okay, they are almost down. Over here, we can just pray for good dice, but Fortuna does not favor us today. To be fair, we have had a lot of luck today, so that's we've had both good and bad, as can be witnessed by the Medals of Valor held by 2 units down south. Ah, if only. If only. Right. Let's work there. Want to reduce it further. Want to reduce it to a section strength. And then once that is done, there we go. There we go. So what we have, section and a half? Yeah. Once we have a section strength here, we can start working on this unit to basically I wanna use a very polite phrase, and I'm struggling for words. To geld them, there we go. That's the polite phrase I was looking for. To geld the center of the Japanese offense on us. How about that? Casualties point inflicted 1. That's because of our because of the unit with the Medal of Valor. Good word. Yeah, thanks, Bill. Thanks. So because of the unit with Medal of Valor, we ignore results of 1 casualties because they are tough mofos. They are experienced people that can shrug off basic suppression. Usually one casualty means that they are suppressed, but they ignore that, which is really good news. Meaning that 2, which usually would eliminate a fire team, is a suppress result for these sort of units. Right. We're moving up here. Actually, we might move our mortars a little bit closer. Even here, actually, I'm gonna move it up a little bit closer as well, because we want to be able to kind of fire there, and that's advanced on assault, so we won't do anything else. So, if it was me, and it was me earlier tonight, I would have concentrated my mortar fire on 1 position, trying to reduce it as much as I can, and then of course concentrate forces to break through there, which I have done. Okay, so AI is feeling the pressure. So the one good thing is that the AI does feel the pressure towards the end, and it tries to move up. But the bad thing is it doesn't do enough to do so. So it usually results in kind of this shuffle that it does, like moves a little bit forward, see if it can suppress my unit, and then move forward again. But of course, oh, I see. Wow. Okay, that's not good. But now it exposes itself to our other position, and we get a fantastic result. And we pin the captain. He is alone. I mean, he will regroup probably with 2 sections here. But they are now the most dangerous thing in the area, so we are gonna be targeting them. I would have preferred elimination result, but at this stage, I do not see Japanese breaking through. do you? I just do not see it. Oh, yes! Beautiful! Wow, that is an amazing result. So we wiped two sections with one mortar strike. How beautiful is that? So, and that is because of the airburst, as you can see. So fire missions versus infantry in trees results in double casualty points. Ah, that is just... Woo. Nice, yeah. Thanks, Bill. It is indeed. It is indeed. Right. And my plan has worked, so we have basically neutralized the center of the Japanese advance. They literally can do nothing here. They have a weak force down south. Let's see if we can actually eliminate him. So, if we can, that'd be great. They have a weak force down south. Yeah, it is tying up our kind of strongest defensive point. But, you know what? They have lost so many men that they just won't be able to even move up and assault us. Because if they want to assault the northern position, they need to move through the mines. And mines means casualties. So they would be either pinned, at a minimum, they will be pinned. At a maximum, I think they can lose a whole section. Or is it a whole platoon? Might be a whole platoon. Let's concentrate on the... Yeah, okay. Okay. But we won't fire with them, mainly because we don't have line of sight. And we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we can just move up either way to bolster our defenses. Excellent. I was afraid of this a little bit, but we've done well. We have done well. I mean, what would be hilarious if we have a couple of more good rolls, we eliminate all of this, and then we can go hunting for the mortars. Oh, that would be sweet and hilarious at the same time. Right, let's go here. So full stack. Let's move this way. I think we are all good. But we don't. We're gonna run out of turns, which is fine. I mean, we're not here to hunt Japanese mortars. We're here to hold the line and protect Henderson Airfield, which we are doing pretty well. Yes. Yes, it's feeling, the AI is definitely feeling the pressure, but again, it's a small shuffle. We're just moving a little bit, and nothing is being achieved, really. Right into our defensive fire, so let's do that. Okay. If we can eliminate that captain, that would be so sweet. That would be just beautiful. Okay, let's go for it. Let's go for it. HMG versus the captain. Ah, man. Again, could concentrate here, but because they're hanging back so far, or they hanging so far back, we're not really worried about that at all. And so we're concentrating on the biggest threat right now, which is this. And voila. All guns. Fire! Perfect. If only we can be cheeky and we can just move up and assault them, but no, we won't do that. We won't do that. Because that is simply risky play. And yeah, we are winning, and probably losing 2 sections would not make much of a difference. But I believe that we should showcase a good, smart play throughout. Even if it is against the AI. Right. Oh, it's our move phase. Sorry, I I was waiting for the AI to move. It is our move phase, so there we go. A pin I can live with. Yeah, this... I do apologize if this is a little bit boring, because it's a very static thing we're doing here. But this is kind of the most optimal way to play against the AI. You just hold your positions and bring up your reserves, like we did. I mean, not only against the AI, against human opponents as well, but human opponents would try and flank, would try and rush you, would try and, you know, challenge the status quo, while the AI just does this. Basically. Yeah, assault move. So what does that accomplish? Nothing. And you have run out of turns, I'm afraid, Mr. AI guy. Okay. There we go. More casualties. Would be nice. This would be like, oh yes, right. That is a nice cherry on top. I'm so glad Japanese don't have snipers, because we would have called every single sniper in the vicinity with so many 6s that we rolled tonight. I mean, to be fair, they rolled quite a number of 6s as well, so... But we've had some good shots as well. You gotta love airburst. Well, I think this is it. I know, I think we're gonna have our own turn 8, but really, that's it. AI will not win. We have won this game. And congratulations to us. What have we done right? We have strengthened the front line. We eliminated the northern advance first. I was afraid that this might be a bad call on our part, because these units were kind of moving up, quite dangerously so, towards us. But Oh, there we go. There we go. But we managed to eliminate them. The mistake we've made here is we've stayed too long with our heavy machine gun there. Instead of... Oh, whew, okay, that has been eliminated. Instead of using fire and maneuver and kind of regrouping with another HMG team and then moving both of them up to engage the two platoons the Japanese had there. So that was a little bit of a miss on my part. But apart from them, apart from that, we've done pretty well. Do we need to move up? No, we don't. Just exposing more men to opportunity fire. So we're not... But yeah, our defense is held. And we are about to find out how much we are better off than the Japanese. Advance and assault. Let's quarter our mortars. They deserve a bit of a rest in the buildings. Alright. Japanese have lost 78% of their troops, so this is the casualties we've inflicted. And we only sustained 33% losses, which is fantastic. In reality, of course, that would be enough for our troops to regroup. But seeing how the Japanese were pretty much rendered completely combat ineffective for a very long time and kind of knowing historically what was happening, yeah, that is pretty much damn done. So yeah, that was a good game. I would like to thank you all for tuning in and joining me tonight. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, the viewer who diligently watched through the stream without interacting. We do appreciate you as well. I am showing the pace and the rhythm of the game well. Thanks, Bill. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I do but try. I do but try. But we will be streaming tomorrow, so if you have watched this far, tomorrow is WDS, that's Wargame Design Studios Squad Battles Grenada. So we are going to be doing quite a cool mission. I'm not going to say anything else. There's going to be SEAL team involved, so that is going to be quite interesting. So yeah, join me then, 1900 hours GMT. But for now, thank you ever so much for watching. And remember, kids, do gaming, not war.